I'm trying to think if there's any way of scrolling up, but I'm already at the top of the chat, and I think I've missed that one. Oh, I wonder if Streamlabs has a copy of that. I think it might. I think it's the Twitch notifications which don't, and then Streamlabs which does. Of course, I've now completely dropped Streamlabs. Streamlabs has... Oh no, that's resubs. Hang on. No, I want... There, bits. Yeah, Streamlabs does have a record of that. One of my favourite tech quotes from Civ series. Oh, I did see that one. It's from their foes, not their friends. The cities learn the lesson to building high walls. Okay, I don't feel as bad now. I did see it. We're good. We're good. Hey, Mike. So do we have to pick different civilizations as time goes by? Yes, and each of them will have a different legacy. So if we choose, for example, the Harappans now, we will always have the fertile Indonations, and any canals and things that we've already built will also be around. Anyway, the vote is in, and I'm going to need to bring up that page. Where's it gone? I'm opening too many tabs. That's no different from usual. I did open one. I thought so. Okay, so the Harappans and the Phoenicians came in last place, joint last place with 7% of the vote. Egypt came in third with 10%. H for Havoc, of course, is coming in first place with that huge raid. Thank you very much for the raid there, H for Havoc. Very much appreciate that. How are you doing? Have you also been playing Humankind or playing something else? Then in second place, we've got the Zhou with 25%, and then ultimately the victors here, Babylon. So we're going to be playing with tech. Okay, technology it is. And Commander Faceless contributed 15,000 channel points towards that. So let's go and grab the Phoenicians. Not the Phoenicians, Babylonians. There we go. So we're going to have the Philosophers of the Wild, which gives us the forever present +2 science per research tech on capital, which is ridiculous. The more technologies we get, the more science we generate. And of course, the more science we generate, the more tech we get. And we can also get the astronomy house, which is more food per researcher, so researchers produce food. And then also science for adjacent farmers' quarters. So we probably do want to go down into the river valleys so that we can start getting some more farmers' quarters. Although we don't actually necessarily need to, because the researchers will also produce food. So Babylon's going to have big cities and lots of science. Right-hand side shows the elements specific to the chosen culture, the legacy traits and civilization ability that this culture will hand down to its descendants in the following era. So yes, that one with the square icon is the one that sticks around. Emblematic district is a district which belongs to this culture only. Finally, the emblematic unit is a military force also specific to this culture. It can, however, become obsolete as you progress through the game. Okay, so the emblematic district we also keep, but the units can become obsolete over time. Gotcha. That was loud. Doing dandy, have indeed been humankinding it up. Good. Yeah, I will admit this is my second attempt. The first attempt didn't quite go so well. This one's going better. Transition to the next era will occur between this turn and the next. Use the end turn button to change your culture. Ransack was successful. Acknowledged. Era star unlocked. Your achievement for a new culture. So this time we were first. Okay, where are my scoots? Here are my scoots. Can we scoot a boot? Oh, science. I was kind of hoping we would get the last food thing, but it's okay. I'll allow it.
The challenges of a young civilization. It's hard keeping up with the neighbors when they have the wheel and you don't. Humankind learns quickly that everyone contributes. If you're terrified of wild animals, you can grow lentils or catch fish. Tribes settle towns. Towns develop markets, and markets begin the exchange of goods, services, and most important, rumors and hearsay.
scrolls away again. People cheering, but we can't see anything. All my points on that is in Civ 5 are two favourite civs, Babylon and Shoshone. Yeah, Babylon are really good in Civ 5. I did play them quite frequently. Before placing your first city, let's study the terrain and use this button to show the grid. So now it's talking about settling cities. Bit frickin' late. This grid shows the natural resources of all discovered tiles. The resources can be food, industry, money, or science, and are collectively known as FIMS. And this pop-up keeps on blocking it. Stop it! Information displayed in the grid can be very useful for organising your cities and maximising their production. It's also handy for determining where to found the next city. Now choose a place where there is lots of food and industry. Right, well, I've already done that because I knew what was coming. Build my city. And there we go, Babylon, which we're going to rename. I'm going to call it Litoshkin again because he didn't really have a chance to thrive in the previous game. Litoshkin, there we go. Nope, that renamed it to Babylon. Didn't press enter. Okay, we have a Litoshkin, and we can now build stuff. My god. We can build a district in 3 turns instead of 17. That's a little bit of a difference. And that would be a really good spot for a maker's district, which would let us build even more. And we're also getting... No, food is sustenance level, which means what? Current food production is sufficient to sustain the population. The city's population will grow minimally beyond the population limit. The state will remain as long as your city production stays between 0 and 10 food. Yeah, we were reducing a bucket load of food prior. Well, what we could do... is... I think we'll have our production up here, and then food production will come down here. So I'm going to start with a maker's quarter on top of this, because that's going to give us +6 production, which is madness. It's also going to put us right next to the copper, which is going to be good. And then I think I'm going to put a farmer's quarter right here. And I think that is going to work quite nicely for our start. And I think I may even put an astronomy house there, because we'll have farm, farm, farm around it. Okay, cool. And we have our idle army. Oh, dude, this OpenDev is way harder. Oh, tell me about it. I think for me, the difficulty was simply in the fact that it didn't tell you anything about outposts or establishing cities in the first era. So I spent about 30 turns the first time I played just exploring. Like, slowly but surely working my way through the era stuff to eventually get there. And of course I was the last into that era. This time I immediately started settling, which allowed the outpost to actually develop, so I'm ready to just press the button and build the city straight away. It's made a big difference. It also means I'm not completely surrounded by AIs, as I was in the first game. Now I'm going to have a bit more space, hopefully, because they shouldn't build right next to me. Right, so I think I probably want to start the next outpost going. And I'm thinking it's probably going to be this place. Because if we can kind of corner this area, then we can just expand into that later.
Alright.
And there's even a sanctuary where we're going. Very nice. Could I actually put the city right here? No, because it would only expand into those, whereas if we put the city here, it can expand into all of this. Yeah, that's a better spot, for sure. Okay. And in fact, I think... can't do it this turn, but next turn we'll split that out, so we'll have one additional explorifying. And then yes, that will definitely become our breadbasket. And I really hope there's some form of trade. Like, one of the things I really like about Civ 6 is the way you can build a breadbasket city, then use it to export all the food elsewhere. Technology. We don't need technology. And we also have stability. Empire stability is the average stability of all your cities. Yada yada yada. We read that already. We don't have any stability stuff yet. What I wanted to do was open this. Okay, so one of the things which I believe that we can do as Babylon, though it hasn't actually told us that yet. In fact, has that changed? That's totally changed, hasn't it? Because it used to be that the Babylonians had the ability to get technologies of the next era without actually going into that era. But I guess now that would be a bit pointless as you're actually going into the next eras. That might have been just for that OpenDev game to give you a bit of an insight into what's possible. Okay, so ancient tech. We can get calendar, which would get us the artisans' quarters, which allow us to get money. And extracts luxury resources. That's not what we need, though. We need bronze working, because we have access to copper. The other thing I would like is writing, which would get us market quarters, will get us food markets, will get us the House of Scribes. House of Scribes is science for researchers. That's probably more useful once we've actually got our population rising. So maybe city defense, so we can actually get warriors in case we get attacked, and then we can get bronze working so we can get the copper straight away. That'll also allow us to get the Sabu-Sarkwatsi Kasti, which are a unique unit. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to go city defense this time. Militarizing! Oh, there is. We've got obsidian. Plus 2% production per obsidian for all cities. We'll get that second. No, we'll get that first. And probably irrigation. Oh, and this also gets us the granary, which will be population growth, which is also good for us. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Empire has chosen a culture. Acknowledged. Then you are going to split into your own unit. Or not.
Come over here.
That's a left click. Should I just split you all? Allow me to cover more ground a lot more quickly. Sure, why not? So one of you is going to go and clear out the sanctuary. One of you is going to go and build the outpost here. And one of you could actually build an outpost here as well. Well, we can start you moving in that direction. Although I might actually want the saffron, so I might move you that way. Build a bit of a defensive buffer around Litoshkin. Love to see a Command & Conquer remaster stream one of these days. Keep quoting the Russian soldiers that say that. True. One of these days, perhaps. Outpost has gained population. So that's this place, which is going to be building for 7 turns. Fine. Yeah, see, that was part of the problem, is because I started the outpost here really late, so I had to wait the 7 turns for the outpost to build, and then I could build the city. So I was already behind, and that just put me even further behind. Like, it really needs to emphasize the fact that you can build outposts from the start.
Yes, sir.
Ooh, food! Bye! Gain 10 food. Glorious. Now you can go this direction. Then I guess you can go... you can go north. Because right now I have nobody exploring that area. It'll take you a little while to get there, but that's okay. That deer almost got us. He really didn't. Culture has chosen the Nubians. That's another deer. This time they have the high ground.
Let's go.
There's some more saffron. Science there, a little bit of production. Huzzah! Scientist affinity. You've chosen scientist culture. You now have access to a special action related to science. Select one of the cities to learn how to use it and its effects. A special affinity action is available. As a scientist culture, you can order any of your cities to have a special focus on science. If you use this button, the city will stop producing industry and money, instead converting 50% of the original production into science. This focus on science production lasts at least 5 turns. After that, you'll be able to return the city to normal by using the button again. Oh shit, I did not mean to press that. I was expecting there to be a confirmation. So we are now not building anything, but we are doing loads of science. No. Please be a water reserve. Reload. What turn are we on? We're on turn 17. Okay, this is, I think, the beginning of this turn. Thank you, autosaves. Yabushido, thank you very much for the 10-month resubscription. Very much appreciate the ongoing support there. Thank you. And Range Insane, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Good to have you joining us. I'm actually tempted to make the chat window a little bit bigger. It's one of the nice things about this OBS. I can actually resize all the windows. Let's make chat a bit more prominent. Yeah, I like that more. And also I worked out how to finally get a viewer counter in the OBS overview. So I got that too now. Snazzy. Culture chosen. That was Nubians. We saw that already. Okay, cool. Right. People. Movement. Another sanctuary. Let's go ransack that. And then you
Will do.
continue going off in this direction.
Okay.
And you basically just going to go across the bridge up there. Marvellous. And I'm going to click on the city and it's not going to tell me about this tutorial, but that's because we already know. So that's what the Empire action was that it was talking about. So this is the Science Empire action. Others have Production Empire actions, Food Empire action, and Money Empire action, I think it was. And of those, I think the Science one might be the least useful. I think the most useful would be Production, because it allows you to rush things. Is it a good idea to ransack sanctuaries? If it be, can spawn animals that you can kill for gold. True, but I don't tend to stick around in just one area, so ransacking these sanctuaries means I can keep on spreading out. My plan right now is exploration. I'll let my cities make the money. And speaking of which, we'll have you moving that way. Ooh, what's that?
Over this way.
That is a discovery. That is a mammoth.
Right.
Put a city here, it'll be a complete pain to siege. Or here. In fact, put a city here. You'd have rivers in both of those spots. And it looks like it continues shaping off in that direction. That would be an interesting spot for a city, actually. Like right there, it would effectively block access to the Toshkin from that angle. Interesting. I would like to get another outpost going soon. I have the influence for it. But I think I want to take over the fertile valleys. I mean, we've got this one already. Maybe we want this one. Which I feel like is going to have a better balance. Because you got mountains up there for production. You got mountains over here for production. You got river on a forest for food and production. And you also have a luxury. Luxury. How much does it cost? It costs 40. We have 88. So yes, we can do this. That is on a hill. Plus the artisan's quarter right next door. I think I'd kind of prefer you to be on the river though. I feel like you would grow quicker here. Maybe not put it on the river, put it near the river. Oh, and this also gets the science from there. Very slightly less production. That's a lot of production. That's 7. That's 10. This may actually be a better spot, because then we can use the river for production buildings, although there's not going to be a lot of adjacency. This is a bit of a weirdly shaped region. Kind of like to know a bit more about what's down here. More mountains. Okay. And you're about to finish the Farmers District. So we've already got the Makers District here. We're about to finish the Farmers District, and then at that point we can start working on the Astronomy House, which we'll put here. Then we'll put farmer, farmer, farmer. Although I don't even necessarily need to do the Astronomy House immediately. I might actually just want to do the quarters.
Come over here.
Right, I want to take a look around, see what else is up here. Oh man, yeah, this is just looking even better and better. I think I'm going to put a city right there. 9 food, 5 production straight away. That is defensible as heck. And it also blocks off access to Latoshkin. I like that idea. Okay. Then do I want to have another outpost going into this, or am I going to try and look for a better spot? Maybe in here? I mean, we can look around and we can just come back again. Although I'd quite like to get the land claimed. Sooner rather than later. I mean, building here, we have a lot of river around, which will give us good defenses. The only problem is this river is going to be of limited use because there's no adjacencies. Same with this one. So the nice thing about these rivers is there's lots of stuff around them. Possibly the same, like building up here and then claiming this region. And yeah, you get no benefit from the adjacencies in the next zone. I think I'm going to build here. So we'll get 2 more outposts going, and then probably the next outpost will be in here. So we're very much just building buffers around Litoshkin. Curiosity collected. Cool. Have you moved? Yes. Awesome. And we're getting a lot of influence, so we should be able to keep getting these cities going at a pretty decent clip. And we've yet to discover anyone around us. I mean, the hilarious thing, we would still be exploring for another 15 turns from this point on. Like, we would still have been Neolithic. We're at turn 20. You're going to go this way.
Understood.
Don't think I want to fight a mammoth with just one guy.
Yes.
So you can go on over there. You are going to establish that outpost here. And you are going to establish that outpost. There. And we've already got 4 territories claimed. Although we are now completely out of influence. Okay, Litoshkin is done. I think it's probably worth getting another food producer here. And then probably the astronomy house here. And we'll get the food production of Litoshkin going. Looks good to me. Back from some literary studies, looking at the trickster archetype for the D&D character, not my strongest suit. Trickster, arcane trickster, rogues. Which is what Not is in Critical Role. And uses it far more creatively than I think I ever could. No, I mean trickster. That's a new archetype? Must be a custom one.